far, we're almost finished, and for my fifth graders, you're almost finished with your language book. That's actually really exciting, but that also means that you have a language exam coming up, so it's probably time that we start reviewing for that. If you're a sixth grader and you're watching, I think this would be a great review for you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to start off with just a little quick review of your different parts of speech, and I actually pulled up this poem for you, and it's really neat, and I'll try to send you a copy of that later so maybe you can memorize it just to help you out. Every name is called a noun, as field and fountain, street and town. In place of noun, the pronoun stands, as he and she can clap their hands. The adjective describes a thing, as magic wand or bridle ring. A verb means action, something done, to read and write, to jump and run. How things are done, the adverbs tell, as quickly, slowly, badly, well. The preposition shows relation, as in the street or at the station. Conjunctions join in many ways, sentences, words, or phrase and phrase. The interjection cries out, "Hark, I need an exclamation mark." So that's just a quick, cute little poem that maybe will help you to remember your different parts of speech. Next, I want to talk about sentences. Things that make sentences good, and then things that make sentences not even really sentences. So let's talk about fragments and run-ons. Fragments do not express a complete thought. They are usually missing a subject, verb, or complement. So we have this example right here that says, "by the side of the mountain," period. Okay, well that's not really a complete thought. There's some good prepositional phrases in there, but it doesn't really express a complete thought. Maybe if we said, "I sat by the side of the mountain," it would make sense, but it's missing something. So that is a fragment. Now, a run-on may contain complete sentences, but they're missing correct punctuation. So everything is kind of mushed together, and maybe it's really long, and maybe you have a lot of words like "and so" or "and then." So let's look at this example down here. "I ate ice cream. My dad took me to the park." Okay, sounds like a lot of information, and it's missing some punctuation. So that is a run-on sentence. Maybe if we put a period after ice cream, like "I ate ice cream, period. My dad took me to the park." Okay, well maybe that makes a little bit more sense, but this is a run-on. So let's move on and talk about good sentences. A good sentence, a real sentence, expresses a complete thought, and it contains both a subject and a verb, and maybe even some other things like adverbs, prepositional phrases. Let's look at this sentence right here. "Alex propped his new bicycle gently against the tree." Okay, that's a great sentence. We have a subject, we have a verb. It expresses a complete thought. It tells you how Alex propped the bicycle, so it has an adverb in there too. So this is a very good sentence. Now let's move on and talk about simple and compound sentence, because I know that this can be a little bit confusing sometimes. A simple sentence contains only subjects and verbs. So let's look at this sentence right here. "Sally and Susie went bike riding yesterday." This is a simple sentence. We do have two subjects, Sally and Susie, but there's one verb. Sally and Susie went bike riding yesterday. Just because there's two subjects or two verbs doesn't make it compound. That just means there's two subjects and two verbs. So if you just have subjects and verbs, that's a simple sentence. A compound sentence contains a subject and a verb that is followed by a conjunction and is completed with another subject and verb. And it's just to review your conjunctions for and, nor, but, or, yet. Remember, it has that little acronym for fanboy. It spells out fanboy if you want to remember it that way, but those are your conjunctions. So let's look at this sentence right here. "Mandy went swimming, comma, but Paul chose to read a book." This is a compound sentence, and I have this little formula down here for you if it helps to write it out. You have subject plus verb, then you have a comma and a conjunction, and then a subject plus a verb, and that equals compound. Okay, so if you want to write that little formula down, and I know Ms. Hamby also taught you that little chant, subject, verb, conjunction, subject, verb, compound. If that helps to remember it that way, you can do that as well. Okay, and we're going to save capitalization for the next time we review, but if you want to watch this video a couple times just to review your different parts of speech and your sentences, this will be a great start to reviewing for your final exam. Fifth graders coming up next week. Sixth graders probably in a couple weeks, but it's great to start reviewing. Bye guys, I miss you, and there will be more language videos on the way.